Hello students, welcome to DCE's Digital Learning System. Today we will learn paper 5 ring theory topic, properties of ring of integers modulo n. This session is meant for the students of Bengaluru North University. Myself, Dr. P. Bhargavi, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Lal Bahadur Shastri Government First Grade College, RT Nagar, Bengaluru. Before moving to the session, let us go for a quick revision on what is an integral domain and what is a field. We all know that an integral domain is a commutative ring with unity and without zero divisors. And a field is a commutative ring with every non-zero element having the multiplicative inverse. Now let us see what is a ring of integers modulo n. We have studied in the previous classes what is group of integers modulo n under addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n binary operations. Zn is the set of integers modulo n and it is denoted as Zn equals 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. Under the operation addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n defined, we check whether the set Zn forms a ring or not. Before that, let us understand how do we define the addition modulo n in Zn. Suppose if a and b are any two elements of Zn, the addition modulo n between a and b is the least positive integer when the usual addition of a and b is divided by n. Similarly, the multiplication modulo n in Zn is defined as a cross b is the least positive integer when the usual multiplication of a and b is divided by n. The remainder which is obtained when the usual multiplication a and b is divided by n. So with these two operations, let us check whether Zn forms a ring or not. The theorem 6 states that the ring of integers Zn plus n cross n is a commutative ring with unity. Now, our intention is to prove that Zn plus n cross n is commutative ring with unity. Before proving that it is a commutative ring, first we have to prove that it is a ring by itself. As we all know that Zn is denoted as Zn equals 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. Now we will check the ring axioms one by one as follows. We can see that the addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n are the binary operations in the set Zn, and we say that Zn is closed under multiplication and addition modulo n because if we take any two elements from Zn and if we add or multiply those two elements, we get back again the element from Zn. Hence, Zn is closed under addition and multiplication modulo n. Similarly, addition modulo n is associative in the set Zn. That means if we add a plus b plus c, that is same as a plus b plus c for any three elements a, b, c belongs to Zn. This proves the associative property under addition modulo n. And the third ring axiom is for the identity element. There should exist a unique element such that a plus 0 or 0 plus a is always equal to a. That element 0 is the additive identity in Zn. The ring axiom 4 is the additive identity. The additive identity of any element a is the element which when is added to a, we have to get the identity element. So the property is a plus b equals b plus a should be equal to 0. That means then we say that both a and b are inverses to each other. To prove that Zn plus n is a commutative group, we have to prove the commutative property, that is a plus b should be equal to b plus a under addition modulo n. And this property is true in the set Zn plus n. So Zn plus n is an abelian group. Next, to prove that Zn plus n cross n is a ring, we should prove that the Zn satisfies associative property under multiplication modulo n, which is taken as A cross B cross C should be equal to A cross B cross C for any three elements A, B, C belongs to Zn. And we know that this is true in the set Zn for any three elements. So it proves that associative property under multiplication modulo n is always true in Zn. The last property to establish to prove that Zn is a ring is the distributive laws. Both the distributive laws should be satisfied in Zn. First, let us check with the left distributive property. The left distributive property is A cross B plus C should always be equal to A cross B plus A cross C. Now let us consider any three elements A, B, C from the set Zn and we check the distributive property. A cross B plus C is always equal to A cross B plus C, in which B plus C is congruent to the regular addition B plus C modulo n. And this also equal to the least non-negative remainder when the usual multiplication A into B plus C is divided by n. And since we all know that in the regular set of integers distributive is satisfied, A into B plus C is also equal to A into B plus A into C. So this will be equal to the least non-negative remainder when A into B plus A into C is divided by n. This again is equal to the addition modulo n of AB plus AC, and again the regular A into B is also equal to A cross B plus A cross C under addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n, which proves the left distributive property, because the regular multiplication A into B is always congruent to A cross B modulo n. Similarly, the regular multiplication A into C is always congruent to A cross C modulo n. This proves the left distributive property of multiplication over the addition. Similarly, we can prove the right distributive property, which is B plus C cross A will be equal to B in B cross A plus C cross A. With that, Zn plus n cross n forms a ring under the given operators addition modulo n and multiplication modulo n. Hence, it becomes a ring. Also, we have 1 in the set Zn, which is the identity element of the ring. And also, the commutative property under multiplication is satisfied in Zn, that is A cross B is always equal to B cross A. With this, Zn plus n cross n forms a finite commutative ring with unity. So the set of integers modulo n always forms a commutative ring with unity. Let us look into one more theorem, theorem 7, which states that the ring Zn plus n cross n is an integral domain if and only if n is a prime number. This theorem contains two parts. One is the if part, the other one is the only part. So in the if part, let us consider Zn plus n cross n is an integral domain. Then we have to prove that n is a prime number. Let us consider that n is not a prime number, then n must be a composite number. We all know that a composite number is always expressed as a product of two integers. Let us consider n is equal to L into m such that 1 is less than L is less than n and 1 is less than m is less than n. That means L and m are two non-zero integers of Zn. The product of these two non-zero integers is going to be 0 because the remainder is 0 here, which proves that L and M are the zero divisors of Zn. This is a contradiction to the assumption that Zn is an integral domain and an integral domain should not possess zero divisors. This is because of the contradiction, as we have assumed that n is a composite number, so n must be a prime number. Conversely, let us assume that n is a prime number. Then we have to prove that Zn plus n cross n is an integral domain. To prove that Zn plus n cross n is an integral domain, it is enough if we prove that Zn has no zero divisors, because Zn plus n cross n is already a commutative ring with unity. So to prove that Zn has no zero divisors, let us consider a into b is equal to 0 for any two elements a comma b belongs to Zn. Since the remainder is 0, n should divide a into b. So when n divides a into b and n is a prime number, so either n divides a or n divides b, that means either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. So the condition proves as if a into b is 0, then either a is 0 or b is equal to 0, which proves that n has no zero divisors. Hence Zn is an integral domain. Let us look into a quick corollary based on the previous theorem. If P is a prime number, then Zp plus P cross P is a field. Since P is a prime number, because of the previous theorem, it becomes an integral domain, and we know that every finite integral domain is a field, and Zp is a finite integral domain, hence it becomes a field. So any finite integral domain is always a field. Hence Zp plus P cross P is also a field whenever it is a prime number. Let us see the worked examples based on these properties. Is Z7 plus 7 cross 7 is a field or not? Since 7 is a prime number, Z7 plus 7 cross 7 is a field. Similarly, the second question reads as, does the ring M plus dot, where M is the set of all matrices of the form A, B, C, D, where A, B, C, D belongs to the set of integers, is an integral domain or not? Does this set have zero divisors? If so, find a pair of zero divisors. So, usually matrix multiplication is not commutative, hence the set M plus dot is not an integral domain, because to become an integral domain, it should be a commutative ring. In this case, it is non-commutative, hence it is not an integral domain. But this ring has zero divisors. Let us take two elements of this M plus dot as 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 0 1. These are the two non-zero elements of M plus dot, and the product of these two non-zero elements is equal to the zero element of M plus dot. Hence, these two elements are the zero divisors of the set M plus dot. So, this set has zero divisors. So, as exercise, we can see the problems. Is that 7 plus 7 cross 7 is a field? Yes, of course, because 7 is a prime number, this becomes a field. And give an example of integral domain which is not a field. We can take the set of integers z plus dot. This is an integral domain, whereas it is not a field because the non-zero elements does not possess multiplicative inverses in the set of integers. Hence, it is not a field. This are all the zero divisors of Z12 plus 12 cross 12. So, the factors of plus 12 are 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12 itself. So, the zero divisors of this set are 2 into 6 is going to be 0. So, 2 and 6 are the zero divisors. Similarly, 3 into 4, which is equal to 12, is also equal to 0 under multiplication modulo 12. So, 3 and 4 are also the zero divisors of the ring Z plus 12, Z12 plus 12 cross 12. Thank you.